Well, I'm not sure if everything is working or not, to be fair. So you may have to bear with me a second, because everything, if it could have gone wrong, it has gone wrong. So it could be testing. I don't know. I think we're there. How are we? Is anybody in the chat? Sorry if you came in the chat a minute ago and now you're not in the chat. And then you was in the chat, but now you're not chat. You could be called chatters or from chatters, or chatting to someone, or chatting a load of shit. Someone could be talking to someone behind their back. Talking to people behind my back. Okay, so I've got an energy or a message of someone's like on a smear campaign of chatting shit behind someone's back. Okay, like I'm talking about you, not to you. Anyway, so how you doing? So Divine Feminine, we are going to do, see what you've got coming up for Divine Feminine, what they're going through for Divine Feminine. That's what they got going through. So looking for money, 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 money. I seem to be a money magnet at the moment, magnetizing. Some of you might be trying to just poof, like manifest money out of thin air by constantly thinking about it. That's not the way I do it, but because it's about not thinking about it. But some of you could be really deciding what you might want to do for a job, okay, instead of just sitting down with no action. Everything requires action. So like if I haven't got any action, then I've got no job. If I haven't applied for a job, then I need to apply for a job, okay? So for a lot of you, you might be doing some sort of spiritual work here, okay? But this is normally someone that's looking for more hours, okay? If I want more money, I'm going to have to put in more hours and more time and more effort. Money is not just going to come to me and grow on trees. So for a lot of you, you might actually just be like applying for jobs and applying for something here. This is like CV or Stevie or Steve. But like I'm applying for a job and I've put myself out there, and now I'm just looking for whereabouts I could go and work. Divine Feminine. Any messages for the Divine Feminine? So we've got the Two of Swords. Not really sure. Some of you are unemployed here. Unemployed, seeking employment, because the old job that I had with the Death card is pretty much saying that it's no longer there. So it's like I need a better job, or I don't have a job, or the job that I'm doing is coming to a close and we're closing down. And because it's closing down, I'm no longer going to be employed and I need to find somewhere else. I'm also picking up that some of you need to find somewhere else to live. Like I actually haven't got anywhere to live, and or the name Livy, or someone from Lithuania, or Louise, or Louisiana, or Anna. Some of you might actually be staying with your nana, your grandma. Like I'm going to have to stay at grandma's house or my nan's house. Your nan, if you're with a nan, she would be very elderly, and there may be an energy of like, I hate to put it this way, but like I'm staying here until she dies. Okay, I might be here for the rest of my life until she's not here anymore, because there may not be any money and I'm having to live here, even though I really don't want to. Okay, I really don't want to live here, but I have to. So it's kind of like I'm just going to spend the rest of my time here until my family pass. And then I'm hoping that they might pass on their inheritance, and then that's going to be easier here for a lot of you. If you're living with parents that are elderly, it's kind of like during COVID times, there may have been a lot of difficulties, okay, technical difficulties. And because of those difficulties, then it's kind of saying, well, during that time, we had to group up as a family. We all got crammed into one space. And now I feel like I need my own space, but I can't afford it because I haven't got a job. So I'm in between Two of Swords, trying to find employment and look for a job. Currently, I'm living with my parents or grandma. My grandma, I might not get on so well with because we have a difference of opinion. The Death card, it can be a very opinionated energy because it's the Hierophant is the opposite energy of Scorpio, and that's a difference of opinion. So it means sanctuary and private, and I like my privacy. But it feels like that at the moment, I don't have any privacy, and I feel smothered and I can't breathe, and I just want to get out. I need a job, but I can't because I haven't got any privacy and I haven't got my sanctuary. Some of you do have your sanctuary and private time, and that's it. But you might be looking for finances and money. I'm actually not sure whether this is actually recording or not because I haven't got anybody in the chat, because I'm not actually gone live on 7 Tarot, which is where I normally go live. But it does say that I am live, so we'll see. But it would be nice to have someone in the chat if you are there, just so I know that it is kind of going out. Anyway, so Divine Feminine. So if you are new to this channel and you just find it, I run a bigger, much bigger channel called 7 Tarot. But this one, I just want to do things that are different because on that channel, I do remote viewings and channeling instead of cards. And then I do star signs on the join button over there. But if you do want to find it, I think the link is below anyway. Let's see. This is just a different channel that I want to get started. So Divine Feminine. So 5 of Cups, yeah, grieving the loss of someone. It's like a widow. Some of you, or you may be connected with someone as the Divine Feminine, but the masculine can't move away from their ex because they have abandonment issues. If you meet karmically, I teach a lot about, obviously when I'm on my other channel, I teach a lot about abandonment and cycles of the same and why does the same thing happen over and over and over again. Okay, because if we're satisfied and we stay in the 5 energy, it feels like that we're giving spirit the notion that we're actually happy with that when we're not. Okay, so instead of leaving, and when we sit in that energy, constantly sit in that energy, then when we do actually find someone, we think, well, why have you given me that person? Because we accept our old energy as what we want, because they think, well, that's what you want. You enjoy being abandoned. And you're like, well, no, I don't, because I'm hurt. Well, then you haven't learned the lesson of abandonment then, are you? Because you can't learn abandonment from anybody other than the person that actually abandoned you, right? So when you're going through abandonment cycles, until you're used to being left alone and on your own, you can't find self-love. When you find self-love and then the abandonment, when that happens, you don't actually feel abandoned and you don't feel left and you feel good. That's when you've understood the energy of abandonment. Your energy raises, your expectations are higher. You won't accept low effort energy. When you stop accepting low effort energy and breadcrumbing and got all that sort of stuff, when you don't accept that, then spirit will be like, oh, okay, so now we know what you actually do want, because you're not just taking any Tom, Dick or Harry off the street. You're prepared to not settle for second best. You are the best. So when you think you are and you act the way you are, but you act natural, okay, and you let spirit know, I want someone, blah, 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 and not just any Tom, Dick or Harry that I'm just going to jump straight into bed with or anything like that, or, you know, anything that is impossible, we might be able to fight to make it possible. You don't need to put in any effort when it's natural. Okay, so when you are stabilized within your feelings then create your mind. Your feelings come from your mind, right? That's where your feelings stem from, is your mind. Okay. So when you have a stable mind, you have stable feelings. When you feel stable within yourself and you're ready and you are not taking on low effort energy and you're not prepared to accept anything other than I'm free, available, single, and I know what I want and I definitely know what I don't want, then spirit can organize that for you as long as you're not in a rush and need it and want it. Okay, they can prepare that for you and give you that. But until we understand these energies of 5, feeling lonely and abandoned and on my own, okay, we can't actually raise the expectation of what it is that we do want for someone that isn't a flight risk, that won't actually leave, because you don't have fear, because you're not fearful of connection. A lot of people think that they're ready, but they fear an actual connection, not knowing that they are actually afraid of one. Okay. So let's see. So divine feminine, what have they got coming up and what they're going through? So we have got the Lovers. Yeah, got divorcing situation going on here. Also possible funeral coming up here. Okay. Sorry, but my big mug's in the way. But you've got the Death card and also the 6 of Cups. Sorry, the Death card is over here and the Judgment is here, and this. So this can mean a death in the family. So what I was picking up right at the beginning, which was to do with around, if you watch the beginning part, I'm looking for a job, but I can't, because I'm looking after my elderly grandmother or something, and because I can't leave and I feel smothered, they pull me down, they rip me down, could be control and narcissistic energy. And because of that, I feel like that I have to stay here for the inheritance for the family, or somebody could have died physically, actually has passed away, and the family, all the family are grieving, because this would also be a matriarch or the mother. Okay, so like I lost my mum, okay, and we're grieving the loss of my mum and we're all going through it as the family. 6 of Cups. So some of you could, as the divine feminine, well, the masculine as well within your lives, are all grieving the loss of somebody here, past deceased loved one. Some of you that haven't just experienced a death in the family, there is an energy of someone that is still grieving the loss of someone that was in the past. There's a past energy here that was fairly recent, or Ricky, or Rachel, or Rashad, Evans, Barry, Tina, Tyler, Tanya, I'm picking up the name Tanya or Tanya. But like someone here is also staying with a parent, but they are elderly, and it's like, we know that they haven't got long left. I hate putting it this way. It's not that someone's staying with them, but they're trying to make plans to physically move. But because they can't and they're looking after the elderly, it's like, I can't really plan anything or arrange or go anywhere until they pass. And when they do physically pass, then I can then be free, which is Judgment, because it can be like getting out of prison and getting out of jail and escaping something, right? And then I get the 6 of Cups. So it means inheritance. But then it also means for some of you, there isn't inheritance. There's just like, I'm going to have to leave you behind. I'm sorry, but I can't stay any longer. I've been here way too long. I'm going to have to start making decisions, the Lovers, about moving on and moving, or Dion, or D, or Danielle, or Dan, or Diane. And then you get the 6 of the Cups. 6 of the Cups. 6 of Cups of like physical movement here. So let's see. Divine feminine. So you have got the Devil, the 5 of Wands, yeah, the Spirit in the Sky, Temperance, and the 8 of Cups, divine feminine. So I think there's a lot going on for a lot of you. You are in a spiritual divine connection, but I believe it's like, because people will always slate everyone else and say it's his fault, it's her fault, it's their fault, it's everybody else's but mine, right? But it's never a person that tries to split you up, even if you're in a third party. It's spirit. They orchestrate saying, hello, you're with a karmic energy. You're not supposed to be with them. Okay. But the trouble is with Tarot Land, why this is New Age tarot, is because I've been through it the last 12 years, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. Majority of people would watch it and say, I know, Steve, they're with their karmic. They're supposed to split up and be with me. No. No. Things don't actually work that way. It's not actually how it works, because then you're accepting low effort energy of someone to come to you as a safety net. And then when they use you as a safety net, they abandon you because they just got abandoned by someone. So the chances of a twat flame coming to you lovingly in your arms of the one you expect it to be is because you're accepting a person of low effort energy that still has a shitload of trauma to deal with because they haven't been single long enough. So how long are you prepared to wait? And the trouble is with the majority of people that do twin flame or twat flame readings, this is why I don't normally do them on my other channel, because a lot of people don't like the truth. They can't accept it. But good, because it should trigger you. Because if you get hurt feelings by what I'm saying, how are you going to tackle or handle life? Right? Trust me, I've been through the twat flame journey for 12 years, right? So I know a lot about it, right? I'm not sort of like mugging you off. Sorry, I'm also trying to find my cigarettes. And I'm British. Right. I kind of got a feeling that my recording software is set to release it after I've actually gone, after I've recorded it. So that's probably why no one's in the chat, because you guys can't actually see the fact that I'm alive. I'm alive. So what is it, fucking Frankenstein or something up in here? Like, he's alive. Right, but you won't be able to see it until I've actually posted it. You've got this energy of someone that's passed. Here's the spirit in the sky. Going on up to the spirit in the sky. It's where I want to go when I die. When I die, I'm going to lay to rest. I'm going to go to the place that's the best. I'm going cold. So there's a sign. Some of you are getting signs from the deceased, right? You're getting signs. They're trying to give you a sign. Look out for a signboard or a signpost for sale. Some of you might be trying to sell a house or a home, is what Spirit is telling me. Okay, I'm selling a house or a home, and it's an investment of a mother or father of a deceased loved one, and we're selling up here. And it's like leaving a legacy behind. This card here, sorry, got mixed up with cameras, but like I'm having to leave a legacy behind. Okay. Or you left a leg behind. I mean, what, they one-legged? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But like, we're having to leave something behind, or we left something behind. We need to quickly go back and get it. So some of you are packing up. You can see in my head that people are packing, storing, and they're wondering where they can store this person that just died, where we're going to put all their stuff, because they've left all this stuff behind. 5 of Cups, right? It's like they've left all this stuff behind, and we're kind of going in between, knowing where we're going to physically move all their stuff to, right? Now, some of you, you've been in a twat flame journey with a karmic person, and you've been splitting up and getting back together and abandoning, because when the person abandons you, if you're in a third party energy, they abandon you because they normally get abandonment issues from ex-wives or husbands and children, because they feel like they failed their marriage or commitment. And then if they get remarried or back into another circumstance, all of that karmic energy carries over into the new one, you see. So then you accept the person not knowing Okay. And then you've got a karmic energy on your hands, right? And then you start to say, well, it's because of her. He won't leave her alone and I'm better. And that makes you lose weight, start trying to look better. And then it can have self-worth issues. Does he love her and not me? Why does he want someone that's more flummoxuous and not me? Or I need to work on myself. Oh, hi, someone is in the chat. Hello. So it is out. It is live. How you doing? So that's good to know. So yeah, that's why all that can happen of self-worth, because people feel like they like divine feminine energies can start to feel, I went through this as a guy 12 years ago. I felt like I need to lose loads of weight and I needed to make myself look better to make her love me or look at me or see me for what I was, and I was slimmer and I was, so, but after all of that, really, it was a karmic energy and I wasn't doing it for myself. I was doing it for someone else. And then after so many years of the person that I thought was my twin, that was actually a twat, didn't want me anyway, right? So I was going through a lot of self-worth issues. But I was trying to prove the fact that I could make myself look better, not for me, for her, right? So I wasn't doing it for myself. So I was sacrificing everything that I should have done for me for other people. Not anymore, right? But you've got this energy of where proving self-worth here, right? So what you've got as divine feminines at the moment is obviously grieving the loss. We've done that one. We've got widowed energy, but then we've got some of you that are constantly going through this major arcana abandonment, because you've got a minor 5 and then you've got a major 5, which is Sagittarius or Taurus or life path 5, right? So because you've got a major arcana or abandonment next to a minor and a minor, this is minor, Dave, this is major, right? So it means that this person shouldn't be coming into fruition for you because not they are connected to a karmic energy. You guys, unfortunately, are connected to a karmic energy that's trying to teach you what spirit is, right? Trying to teach you here, right? They're trying to say to you, hello, have you not picked up the signs yet? Have you not understood the lesson yet? Okay, it's not him or her or anyone else's fault, and it shouldn't even be yours. Don't blame anyone and don't blame yourself, but it's not anyone else, it's us that are trying to split you up. Spirit, did you see it just fly off the screen? It flew out the card. One flew over as a cuckoo's nest, right? But like, it's spirits that get you to split up. But like I said, man, unfortunately, people always say that it's someone else's fault, that it didn't happen the way I wanted it to. Well, it was orchestrated. Your future is planned and orchestrated by the vibration that you're at the time, right? That's why I said, if you watch the little shorts that I've been putting out about what to accept and what not to accept, it's all about acceptance, and I need to accept loss. I need to accept things. I need to accept that they're gone, right? Some of you really have lost a person here, like physically lost a human being. If there isn't like a physical death energy, there are people that are living, feminines, that are living in this circumstance that's very poor. Like, I don't have any money and I've got nowhere else to go. And because I've got nowhere else to go, I'm just accepting the way things are because that's the way it is, right? That's just the way it is. And that's just the way it is. And that's the way the wind blows, right? So because of that, it feels like that you're stuck in this hell loop of lesson of going around and around and around, doing the same thing, definition of Einstein, getting the same result, getting nowhere, right? I'm on a road to nowhere. Rhodes Island, someone from Ireland or Louisiana, or the name Louise, or Lucy, Laura, Lucifer, maybe a Capricorn. Well, Cappy, Gemini, Cappy, 6. Sorry, I've also got my chat covered up. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. So obviously, like I said, over on 7 Tarot, I haven't gone live over there now. I'm only going to be live on here. And I really want to do divulge into like masculine, feminine readings as well. And then I'm also going to try and channel messages. But I don't want to do it other than 7 Tarot because I get a lot of tetchy people over there. And the last time I did one, people just didn't understand. And they ended up just blaming me. And I just start a new channel, do something different, right? So staying with a parent because that's all I've got. Staying in a marriage or a commitment because that's all we've got. We really don't have much to go off money-wise. Because I don't have much money and I don't have anywhere else to go, I feel homeless, left and abandoned. I don't want to stay at my family's house because my family could be very controlling and narcissistic. I can't stay with my ex because that's fucking gone wrong. And now I feel like I'm caught between a rock and a hard place with physically nowhere to go. Physically nowhere to go. All right. Here. Because I believe there's an old relationship or a marriage that's broke up, right? And the person that gets abandoned, they don't want to go home. Like 6 of Cups is home, but the home is karmic. It has like karmic parents there that don't agree with what I do or what I say or anything. People that are like against me. Right? So because I have to go home and they tell me what to do or whatever it is, and I don't want fucking telling what to do, right? My life is private. It's private, right? So because it's private and you always pry into my personal affairs, whatever I'm saying, whatever I'm doing, you stick your nose in, you always got something to say. You don't never agree with how I look or what I do or anything like that. Because I can't move there and I don't want to go back into that. And I can't stay with him anymore, say. What do I do? Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Well, unfortunately, I wish I could just wave a magic wand and tell you where to go, but I can't. And neither can a spirit or cards. Right? Sometimes the hardest lessons are the hardest ones, which means that if I resist moving and stay, you're going to stay in the energy of 5. Right? You're putting yourselves in harm's way. So you're learning a lesson very, very valuably. Valuables. Julie, Jules Verdi, Vianetta, Vanessa. Anybody that has V. That is also numerical for 5, which means Taurus and Sag. Marriage, commitments, relationships, abandonment issues, cycles, Michael, Melissa, Maria. Is this relating to anybody in the chat? Is the chat alive? Or are you Americans all up in bed and everything? It's just gone 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So why is the 7 of Cups here? The Chariot, Cancer. Someone could have died of cancer. Someone's smoking copious amounts of ganja and weed and is up in the clouds all the time. I was hearing up in the clouds vapor. Just waiting for the inevitable to pass. Or for them to come back. See, some of you may be under the illusion or an energy. My grandma had lung issues. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you've been watching, but you can rewatch it and you'll see what I'm saying. There's cancer energy there, and there's also like pharmaceutical weed like what do they call it? I forget what you call it, where it's extracted from the plant. What is the death card here for? 4. Yeah. Lay me to rest. I'm gonna go to the place that's the best. Going on up to the spirit in the sky. It's where I wanna go when I die. When I die, I'm gonna lay it to rest. I'm gonna go to the place that's the best. 5 of Cups. Yeah. Some of you also, that you're staying in a circumstance with no change. People don't, unfortunately. Okay. Unlike feelings, they change all the time. Thoughts, they change all the time. But people don't. Temporarily. But yeah, this is like no change. 4 of Cups is not changing. Still waiting though for some of you. Like I said, you may still want this offer. Like I've said on my Jawn button on 7 Tarot, I've got to stop persisting that people get their lessons and dump these people and move on and stop being treated like it. It's not my karma. I'm single. But some of you, like I said, you want an offer. You actually want the person. Hello, Tabitha. Good morning. How you doing? So it's like I actually want this offer. You know, I'm waiting for them to come back and offer me. But if they do, it's more bullshit. Okay, it's more of the same. Why is the Lovers here? Yeah. Karmic energy, the Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? The World, 3. Yeah. So, like I said, some of you are just, you're either under the impression that they could come back, or you just know, you're like, I know that they will. It's inevitable because they always do. Right. So the question isn't really, will they or are they coming back? The question is, are you going to accept them back when they do, or if they do? Are you going to accept low effort energy? Because you don't base low effort energy off the future. You base it off what's already written, what's already happened, right? People get convinced to go back because of words, right? Sticks or stones may break my bones. Someone's slagging someone off here is what we call it in the UK. Like proper talking shit behind their back. But like judgment energy is, we split you up in the first place and we're going to split you up again, Jen. If we split you up once and we split you up twice, have you not realized the pattern if it's happened more than twice or more than once? Because 3 times sing me a lullaby, sweetheart. It's a pattern. It's a pattern of behavior. You're looping. You're going around and around in circles doing the same thing, probably trying things differently, but just getting the same result. Right? Why is the Devil card here? Money, money, money. Ignoring, not speaking, children, baby mama. Temperance. Comes a major kind of abandonment. Some of you could meet someone else, but there's more people involved. Like I said, some of you divine feminines, you're that strongly connected to the person that you want them back. You want them back. And you want them back. Or you still are with this person. And it's like you're doing yourself an injustice. And it's possibly a marriage here. But because there's like the king and the queen over here, right, and it's no change, and it's, I'm not moving on from you or them, and I'm not letting neither of you go. There's 2 men here, could be a female, has 2 men. Complicated. Anyway, there you go. So there's my first divine feminine reading for quite a while. Was there in the name Trevor or Tracy or Treacle or Tanya or Tanya or someone from Great Britannia? Great Britannia. Is it? Is it anymore? Don't know. I doubt it. Let's see. So any messages for the divine feminine? I don't know if I trust you. Well, you do. You do. Right? Don't base it off what they say or what they think or what you think you might know. Base it off the past. Right? I don't know if I trust you. You do know. You do know. Hell loop. Well, you know that. Going through hell. Right? Purgatory. Okay. It just seem to be doing the same thing over and over again, doing the same thing, getting the same results. Nothing's changing. It's not supposed to. I want to reach out, but I can't at the moment because I'm still with her or him. Can't reach you until I've finished. I keep thinking about you. Well, I mean, what's a thought? What's a thought? Actions. Don't accept low effort energy. Right? Don't accept bullshit or lies. Okay. When you meet someone, right, you have to make sure that you meet them where you're at. Okay, where you're at. Because if you're like, well, I don't care who it is, I just want someone, or I want that person. Right? When people get out of commitments or relationships, it could take quite a while before they're ready without bringing all of the drama into your life. Right? Because people use you as a safety net. Right? Especially when you go between lovers. Good morning, Chicago. Chicago Warriors. How you doing? So this will go out. Obviously, it is live, but it will go out so you guys can watch it. But it's my first divine feminine reading for a while. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Please don't forget to do that one because it is a new channel and it really does help the algorithm. So comment, let me know. Did it relate to you? Does you know? Is it kind of going on in your lives? Do you know someone that's kind of going through this? But it's only one story at the moment. But there's your divine feminine reading. So stay tuned for more. If you can find the link below and you're new and you want to go over to 7 Tarot for where I do remote viewings and stuff, okay, or personal readings or that sort of thing, then you'll need the other channel, okay. So thanks very much, guys. Really do appreciate it. Now I've got to figure out how to actually end stream. There we go. There it is. So thanks very much. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.